What's going on? You right where you need to be with Spilly G. It's crazy, man. Baltimore Bridge done fell and collapsed. This crazy, bro. Let's start there, like your boy FYBJ, man. But nah, it's Spilly G, the big one. And man, we keep the news, so we got to keep y'all updated. It's sad. 6 people missing. Not sure, either 6 cars or 6 people missing. It's a sad story either way it go. You never know when it's your time. This is a freak accident. Ship just lost power, went crazy. So let me blow this up so y'all can see. Now I'm gonna get my thoughts on it. This real quick. It don't take that long for this one. Y'all get to see the ship literally crashes, man, right into it. It's crazy, man. It's not even that long. It just loses power. They're able to let them know. People, you can see people still going across the bridge. If you see people still shooting across the bridge, boom, right there. Some of these people just made it before it hit it. That's when it loses control and collapses the whole bridge, man. Well, not the whole bridge, but just most of it. Look at the drop. It's crazy, man. Imagine you on that bridge, man. It's horrific. Horrific, bro. Late night, too, on top of that. Horrific. So there you go, man. You know, Spilly G had to bring it to y'all, man. Spilly G had to give it to y'all. Hold on real quick. So that's crazy, man. Let's look at some of the news reports on it, man. These people just driving, and all of a sudden the bridge just collapsed, man. You know, that's what I'm telling you. You got to be grateful, man. Let's check out one of them. Let me see. Which one would be the best one? Gotta be grateful, man, out here, bro.
These migrants have access to free gov funds, and we do too. Don't let them be the only ones to get free gov handouts.
Got you,
good morning. And now that the sun is up, we just want to show you what we are seeing in the Patapsco to collapse.
I mean, it's baffling. I mean, I can't fish under there no more, but man, it's, I don't know, the force that it took to do that, and it doesn't look like the ship's damaged at all.
So massive ship, yeah. It's just crazy. It's hard to even describe, because I know people are seeing aerial views and different angles of this, but just from right here where we are on the edge of the water, and we're a little bit far away.
The ship not even damaged. That's how, man. Some of these things we build are powerful, man.
But it's just incredible.
It is incredible. It's devastating to look at. To think something's been there since 1977. Actually, the anniversary just passed on the 24th.
Yeah, a few days ago.
So, you know, to think something's been there 40 plus years or whatever. I'm not good at math, so don't quote me on
47 years, yeah. It's hard to fathom, right? I mean, people are saying, even I think I heard the mayor say it's like something out of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what it's like. One of my neighbors came up and they said it was like an action movie, you know. It's something you feel like you're in Hollywood, you know. You're not. It's not real. It's a dream. So.
And sadly, it's real. And they're, you know, right now they're trying to save these people.
Yeah, I mean, I hope every single one of them's okay. I prayed for them. And I'll continue to pray until they're found or okay. Yeah. So that's all we can do.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. And again, we know that the crews haven't been interviewed. They're still on the ship, from what we understand. And we've been showing you this angle. I want to show it to you again, if you don't mind, just where we are in relation to the port. And you can see the port is right next to us. So the Dolly had left a little bit less than a half hour before the collision, left the port, went out into the Patapsco, and then didn't make it very far. and rammed into one of those support piers, and that's where it sits right now, and that's where the rescue efforts are focused to try to make sure if there's anyone still alive in that water that they can get them out, that they can save lives. Again, just an incredible scene here from Baltimore County as we continue to digest the news that the Key Bridge collapsed this morning, just around 1:30 this morning. And we want to talk to another neighbor here. You live here in Turner Station.
I live in Sparrows Point.
Sparrows Point.
Mhm.
So tell me, what did you see and hear this morning?
Well, I was actually asleep, and I saw it on social media. So my dad was actually calling, because my dad takes the Key Bridge like every single day to and from work.
Wow.
And he just took the Key Bridge, like getting over to work.
Just before this happened.
Mm-hmm. And he was calling the house because no one was answering. And I'm just like, who's calling at like 1 a.m? It's my dad. And he was all like, the Key Bridge, the Key Bridge. And I just like, it's crazy because my dad takes that bridge and I was about to take that bridge.
I think it's something that all of us think about.
Yeah.
And now, look behind you. I mean, just incredible. Looking at that, what's in your heart?
Crying. Like, I've been crying. But like, I don't know, like, I really do pray for Baltimore and Dundalk, and because this bridge it meant a lot to me, like growing up around here, especially in Sparrows Point. I've taken this bridge like to everywhere, vacations, like.
Is it hard to be here right now and look at this and see just how it's just not even there, and you can see the ramp that goes up to it, and then there's nothing. I mean, you must be. I only think a lot of people who take the bridge, you're like, I can't even fathom being on that bridge and having it collapse.
You know, like, I want to say it's like it's glad to be in the middle of the night. Like, I really do hope they find more people in the water, and it wasn't during rush hour, because the rush hour would have been much, much worse.
It would have been. I mean, describe in the morning when you're taking that bridge, it can get pretty crowded.
Yeah, I don't take the bridge in the morning, but I know, like, my dad, he takes it in the middle of the night to basically, like, right in the morning, because that's what time he gets off. So I imagine him going over that bridge at, like, 11 a.m., like, it's got to be crazy.
I'm sure you're going to hug your dad when you see him.
I am. The biggest hug.
I mean, what do you think about just what are some questions that you have? You think it's important? I know that the focus right now is on the search and rescue, but it's important to find out how this could even happen. I mean, we've seen ships, going under the bridge, but you never think about this.
I never even thought about like a ship actually hitting the bridge, because even just like standing here looking at it, like ships go under the bridge all the time. So like, I just don't understand how it happened.
Yeah. And it's a massive ship, as you can see. I mean, those containers just stacked up. It's even hard to really describe how large it is. And then, your heart has to go out for anybody who was on that bridge when it was struck.
Yeah, the workers that are on the bridge, like my prayers definitely go out to them and their families. Anybody that was driving over the bridge my heart goes out to everybody, and for the search and rescue team, because anything else can happen out there, and I'm just hoping it doesn't.
Now, how is this going to affect you and your family? Because you got to find another way around too.
Yeah, we'll have to probably go through like the tunnels.
Yeah.
Or take like 695 all the way around. But even then, taking 695 is already traffic.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be more traffic. Just something you got to leave earlier.
And then, what was your reaction when you saw the video? I know a lot of people have looked at it. I looked at it several times. It just happened so fast.
Yeah, it was like, I was comparing it to like one of my science like projects, like when we used to build popsicle sticks and see what like the weight can hold. Like, it went down so quickly.
It's almost just unimaginable how fast it all happened.
Yeah, it happened really fast, like extremely fast.
Well, thank you, Kendra.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and sorry under these circumstances, but thank you for sharing your perspective. And I know a lot of people right now have a lot of the same thoughts. I mean, just, you know, she, as Kendra said, her dad had just crossed the bridge, and thankfully he made it. But there's so many others right now that they are searching for right here at the Key Bridge.
I want to now show you what it looks like this morning as the sun is now rising. Understand, we are less than a quarter of a mile away from where this collapse happened here. You see that we still have law enforcement here blocking off the area, but when you look down, you can see pieces of the bridge now this morning. Understand that this is a bridge that was here since 1977, and now it is completely gone. 1.6 miles of this bridge gone. This is something that was so impactful for our community in Baltimore area. Understand 31,000 vehicles will travel on this daily, according to MDTA, and now this is no longer an option. Keep in mind, this means that the 695 loop that so many would use is completely gone now. We understand that a lot of trucks would use this area, especially since they could not go through the tunnels, especially if they had hazardous material that they need to transport, and now that is no longer an option. Police are still advising people to please not be in this area. They are deterring you. Go through 895, 95 instead. 695 is no longer available. It's something we never thought we would ever have to say, where Francis Scott Key Bridge is completely gone. Reporting live, I'm Alexis Davila for WJZ.
Joining me now is Donald Heinbuch. He is a witness to this collapse. Donald, thank you for being with us. I imagine this has been just such an emotional and difficult day for you and so many others in this community. Tell us a bit about what you saw and heard this morning.
Good morning. We were awakened by what sounded like a rolling thunder coming through, and it felt like an earthquake. When the bridge came down, it did crash into the water, and it made quite a noise, and it did create a vibration that went through the community. This community where I live is the closest community to Key Bridge. So it's actually right behind me. And I had previously been a chief of operations in Baltimore City for the fire department. So I turned on my radio and found out where the incident was going on, and I went to the scene where the command post was being set up to watch that ensue, and just got caught up into watching that. But as far as the impact, a lot of the people here can't get to work over the Key Bridge, and they're going to have to take detours several miles out of their normal route.
I just wonder, especially because of your experience with the fire department, Donald, have you seen anything like this before?
Several times we had a train explosion and derailment in the Howard Street Tunnel in downtown Baltimore some years back, and that created an impact on the economic ability of the city. But this is a whole different animal, and yeah, very serious. But it's something that we actually train for. We train for things like this, and the multi-agency response and the way the teams came together was very impressive, very impressive.
And can you talk about how the community is responding? I imagine, it must be quite a frantic feeling to wake up and to see and hear about something like this, as you say, just down the road from your home.
Well, we depend on the media to help us out and to tell us the best routes to take to detour around the emergency up there. And I think the media's done a pretty good job on that, having been through these experiences before. But the media played a big part in getting the information out to the folks who have to go to work. So I think even though it's really a disaster up there, I think people are dealing with it in a very reasonable way, responsible way, and in many ways the ways that we're trained to deal with things.
And, you mentioned a bit about the location here. I want to ask more about that. There is the bridge. There is also the port. These two are very, as I understand, important areas, not just to the local community, but the greater economy.
Yeah, so we have two cruise ships that go in and out of Baltimore. So there are two cruise ships that are coming back to where we're not sure. And the backup, the marine traffic has already taken place. If you go onto any of the marine mapping sites, you'll see where the ships are just backing up in the bay. They have to make turns, go back to another port. So rail lines are affected. and hazmat. The hazmats that are going through the Baltimore area have to take a detour around the Baltimore Beltway as opposed to going over the Key Bridge. So that puts a lot of time and expense into their operations.
And I wonder, Donald, because you seem like you're very active in the community. You said you have this experience with the fire department. Did people come out of their homes in the middle of the night when this happened? Were you getting phone calls? Walk me through what was happening as soon as you found out.
Well, I guess I'm an exception to the rule. I have a radio that I can listen to on the fire. So I know exactly where to go. But it's kind of in a remote area as far as residences are concerned.
Okay.
It's an on this side. Now, this is the what would be the south or west side of Anne Arundel County. But Baltimore County is a little different. It may be for residents on that side. But again, Baltimore County is severely impacted. The Old Sparrows Point has been really developed with a lot of industry. So all those workers, many of them are affected adversely with their travel in the morning or in the afternoon.
I just wonder.
Yeah, tremendous impact.
Yeah. Donald, I just wonder before we let you go, how you feel looking at this happen. I mean, miles away, you look at these dramatic images and it is just so shocking to your core. How does it feel to just be so close to something like this?
Well, again, I have a different perspective. I look at it from someone who's been trained to deal with it, and I was impressed with the response and the way people came together. And I look at things like the media. Again, the media is doing a great job in keeping us informed. So as much as we can do to mitigate the problems associated with the incident, I think we're doing okay. But again, the investigation has to go forward to find out what happened and how we can prevent situations like this from occurring again. It's just, we just can't.
You could keep overpaying for commercial auto coverage, or you could get insurance from Byberg and pay as little.
Have these things happen.
Absolutely. Donald, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. So joining us now on the phone with more on this story is Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott.
All right, y'all, we ain't gonna do too much. Interesting information. Definitely praying for Baltimore, man. Definitely. Protect those people. That is crazy to be driving to work at like 1:30 and to see or just to feel the bridge shaking. Be grateful, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Just do it because you're living and you're watching Spilly G. That's something to be grateful about. Us breathing this air, living, dressing, brushing our teeth, seeing, talking. Me interacting with y'all right now, even though I can't see and don't know who's watching. Y'all stay up, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Pray for Baltimore. I mean, really do, man. And just show compassion. Y'all stay up the big way, and I'll see you next time. Spilly G News.